Everybody, welcome to Sudden Death right here on themajors.net. I'm going to go ahead and recap Inside the Huddle from this past week.
It was great.
I'm Adam Hernandez, Andrew Kula.
I'm losing my mind.
But again, started off with the NFL, talked about the labor lockout that's very much a possibility right now as the NFL and the NFLPA move into a mediation process. They hired a federal mediator to help them come to an agreement on a new collective bargaining agreement before the March 3rd deadline. And if nothing is reached by then, owners will lock players out, meaning no off-season workouts for the teams. Very, very dumb, yes. And, it leaves some uncertainty as you go into the draft, considering you won't be able to sign any players that you draft until something is worked out. So obviously, that's very concerning for a lot of teams out there, and we talked about it too, considering that a lot of players when they get drafted, there's quite a negotiating period that happens from there on out.
I mean, we've seen in the past Michael Crabtree. He waited a whole year before he actually signed.
He almost went and re-entered himself back into the draft.
So I mean, you have negotiating periods. You have times where you're going to want to get your rookies on the field for training camp. You're going to want to get used to your system. You gotta start implementing the plays. And if you're not able to practice as a team, which they won't be able to do if they don't get an agreement, then these rookies, not only rookies but veterans, free agents, everybody has to go on their own and work out.
Sure. And
sure, you can hold like a captain's practice where everybody gets together. I'm sure the better teams will try to do that. But anyhow, yeah. So it's just a mess, and we even we even mentioned that it's kind of, I wouldn't say controversial, but if the NFL does not play, this is my personal opinion. I think that it will actually take such a hit to our economy that we could see a slide back into a recession. We've been going up, but I think the NFL is that big of a product in America, actually in the world, that without them, we're going to really take a hit.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the world, too, and it's an everyday occurrence now, or not an occurrence, but you hear about it every single season about the NFL trying to increase their fan base to not only the United States, but the world. And every single year, it seems like they have a game at Wembley Stadium in London, and how's their them trying to increase their fan base, in other countries are going to be affected by this.
I mean, we saw NFL Europe for a while.
Sure.
That was great. That was a hit. It's just, I don't know. They're really going to have to come and get together and do something soon. I have to believe that they will, because I don't think that they're that stupid and they're that conceited over this money to realize that in the long run, they'll actually be losing more money than they could be making through this agreement.
Sure.
If they can just settle down that rookie contract situation and just forget the 2 games, and you don't need a raise. Let's just get the rookie thing going, drop the other 2, and I think we'll be good.
Sure. And let's see, we talked a little bit. Well, I mean, one more thing about that. I mean, we kind of threw out teams like Green Bay as far as the city goes, and that being affected. Since the Packers are basically all what Green Bay has. I mean, it's not like a Chicago or a New York.
It's their livelihood, really.
It is their livelihood. And teams too that are in positions like up and coming teams like the Lions and the Jets and the Buccaneers that need valuable playing time for a lot of their rookies.
Right.
And then teams that have tons of holes to fill, like the Minnesota Vikings, that they're going to need time with their draft picks. They're going to need time to be able to sign free agents to fill these holes. And it's not just Minnesota. It's it's any team across the board that needs to fill holes on their team.
All 32 teams really need to fill holes. It's kind of like you said, across the board. It's not just one. On the good side of this whole thing, Brett Favre can't come back even if he wanted to. So there is a positive note.
You know what, though?
He still will.
There's always the CFL.
Favre just sitting there in the stadium throwing it around. Where is everybody?
Favre back to pass. Touchdown!
He does his own commentary. He looks great out there.
We also did some mock drafts, made a little fun of Mel Kiper. Andrew was reading a mock draft, Mel Kiper's mock draft from the Bleacher Report, actually.
They did a little critique on Mel Kiper's draft.
And I was reading the Pro Football Talk one, which both, I mean, Andrew doesn't like mock drafts in the least bit. And, basically they're around for fans to see who the experts think their team is going to draft. So, you know what? You can't put a whole lot into them. Maybe really the first 3 to 5 picks, but other than that, it's really a guessing
Even
game.
that, we saw that there's a discrepancy between Kiper's and
And Pro Football
Talk.
Yep.
We saw that. I mean, actually, everybody in their top 5 was completely different.
Yep.
So it's really just a guessing game, and it's dumb.
Vic cancels his Oprah appearance. Both of us probably thought it was a good idea. Those Oprah fans can get a little vicious sometimes, and that's basically what it was for Michael Vick. He was advised by his public relations people, his publicist, that it might not be a good idea just because he may be ambushed by questions. And of course, we both think, Andrew, myself, that what Michael Vick did was absolutely terrible. But we also think it's time to move on from that. And should he answer questions about what he did? Sure. Should he necessarily be ambushed about it? Probably not. That's where you need to move on.
Right.
Bob Sanders, released by the Colts, 2-time Pro Bowl safety. Andrew doesn't like him. I was thinking, you know what? If you're a team that needs a safety, if you need help in the secondary, low risk, high reward, why not? Put a lot of incentives in that contract and take a chance on it.
You might as well just strap him up to the stretcher and then push it out on the field and see what happens.
When our Around Campus segment came around, things on the show got a little interesting. Andrew was surfing around on the internet, went to QBForce.com. We started talking about Tate Forcier taking his talents down to South Beach, transferring to Miami University, or the University of Miami, The U. And when you went to the Forcier family website, you found an interesting picture, which you can now find on our Facebook page, facebook.com/TheMajorsX. What did you find, Andrew?
We talk about this.
Well,
I'm flustered. I've been very flustered.
He found a picture of Tate Forcier with Tate Forcier's face photoshopped onto Luke Skywalker's face, and
That's a no-no!
And Bo Schembechler's face photoshopped onto Yoda's face.
Another no-no!
Which we thought was extremely disrespectful to not only Mark Hamill.
Everybody loves Mark Hamill.
Everybody loves Mark Hamill and Luke Skywalker, but
everybody loves Yoda.
Everybody loves Yoda.
Everybody loves Bo. And
we're kind of joking about the Mark Hamill thing, but the Bo Schembechler thing was.
You can't put Bo Schembechler. I'm so flustered about it. You can't put Bo Schembechler's face on Yoda. Granted, Yoda's one of the best, he's one of the best characters of all time, I'd say, but it's still Bo Schembechler. You can't put a human's face on a
puppet.
On a puppet that's an alien.
Considering that, they made Bo's face green, they put the ears on Bo.
He had ears like this, he just went like that.
And you know what? For me, it's just really,
I'm so pissed.
It's really what Tate said upon himself leaving Michigan, how he wanted to be a Michigan man, how he wanted to, how he wanted to make people from Michigan proud of him again. And, this is not what you do. This is not what somebody who is a fan of Michigan, or somebody who is, somebody who wants to be a Michigan man. This is not something they do. They don't mock one of the biggest legends at Michigan and in college football. You don't do that.
You're dumb, Tate. You suck.
Yes, I agree.
You suck.
I agree. You suck, Tate. Grow up.
I don't care how unprofessional that sounds. I don't care. That was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. Literally, it took me from here. I was here. No, I'm here. Go ahead.
We're going to go into our, should the Super Bowl be rotated? Should every NFL city have a chance to host the Super Bowl?
Yes.
I think so, too.
Why not? I hate the prissies who... Oh, it's 40 degrees here and it's raining. It's a Super Bowl. Why does the Super Bowl need to be awesome as far as weather's concerned? Why does it need to be so glitzy and It's football, man. Just play the game. Go to Green Bay. Play in the freaking snow. That's what football is. Go play in the rain in Chicago. Go to Buffalo, jeez. I mean, there'd be nothing to do, but still.
If Green Bay got the Super Bowl, that town could probably shut down for the rest of the year, and people could just take a big vacation.
Oh yeah, they would take a vacation.
They wouldn't need to do anything else.
Nope. Specifically, if the Packers were in the Super Bowl.
Oh man,
can you imagine?
Would there be a Green Bay left after that?
No. That's when the heavens would open up and the world would end. That'd be Armageddon. I don't know. I can't stand. I'm so aggravated today now, but I just can't stand the people who just. It's football. Just play football. Why does it matter if it's raining? Why does it matter? Who cares if the celebrities don't get to party in South Beach all week? Just go party in Buffalo. There's plenty of crack houses and whatnot around there.
But I'm with you. I like the idea of every NFL city having a chance to host the big game, and my only concern would be the NFL trying to expand it over to different countries, having a Super Bowl in Mexico City or having a Super Bowl in London. I'm not all about that. Keep the money in the United States. Help out a city in the United States, and I don't know what they were talking about. They were talking about possibly having a future Super Bowl held in London.
Can you imagine Mexico City? They're like, oh, a football game. Everybody shows up expecting soccer. They got their vuvuzelas and everything. Like, what is this crap?
Well, I don't know. They're big Cowboys fans in Mexico City. Huge Cowboys fans in Mexico City.
Awesome.
They love the NFL in Mexico City.
Sure. Let's take it to Mexico City.
No, let's
ahead,
not
NFL.
take it to Mexico City.
Why don't you just keep screwing everything up? And just take with you.
Oh man, Tate Forsey in the NFL. Think it'll happen?
No.
That was one of the callers. One of the callers thought that was a possibility.
Right. Why are you whispering to me? We're on air.
I don't know.
Talk to them.
I don't know.
Talk to the people.
What do you think? Tate Forsey in the NFL?
They can't talk back to us. This is a
That's
video.
true. They can't call in this segment. I don't think Tate Forsey goes to the NFL.
No, Forsey is a douche. That's all that matters. And the NFL is really screwing things up. We got to fix this lockout situation. Goodell, you're watching. I know this. Please meet with the players. Get together. Fix it up. Let's get training camp going. Let's get spring training. Let's get the draft going. Let's get free agency running, and we can get our preseason 4 games, 16-game schedule, playoffs, Super Bowl done.
Absolutely. Don't fix something that wasn't broken.
It's beautiful.
It is.
The one thing that they fixed was the overtime rules in the playoffs, so we didn't get to see it, but it's still a great rule.
The only thing I want to see them do is get rid of the last 2 preseason games.
Do it.
That's it. That's it.
And you just add 2 more weeks of practice. How about that?
2 more weeks of practice, 2 preseason games, go right in the regular season. That's it. Case closed. Move on with it.
We fix it right here on the Majors.
That's right. Other than that, we'll be back at you again for Inside the Huddle next Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, right here on themajors.net. Coming up next, though, Monday, right here on the Majors, the Morning Night Show, 11 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 a.m. Eastern Time, hosted by yours truly, Andrew, a.k.a. Kula. So make sure you check that out with your co-hosts,
Edgar and Jamar. I've actually heard that people like my co-host better than they like me, so what can you do?
I think they're all great.
I'm just there to corral the talent. You know, that's what I'm supposed to do. I just keep them going. So.
I think they're all great. So make sure you check that out. Not your regular run-of-the-mill sports talk show. They cover a lot of topics.
We literally wooed a woman and sang to her for 45 minutes on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, you guys did.
Yeah, so
check it out. We'll be back at you again next week, though, like I said.
Now she's my girlfriend. It worked.
It worked.
Hello.
This is Sudden Death. Ed Hernandez, Andrew Kula. We'll see you next time. Have a good weekend, everybody.